So I heard that you are starting your first year at university and you wanted to know a quick few basics just to get an idea of what university might be like and what you might need to succeed in university. You came to the right place. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're returning Sabi baby, how you doing? Hope you're doing well emotionally, physically, mentally, everything J. And if you're new and you don't know who I am, hi, my name is cleondamane and welcome to my corner of the internet. Today, as I've mentioned, it seems like some people are trying to navigate getting into university and starting university. To my knowledge, if you are anywhere in South Africa, we will be opening schools in February. I have a couple of tips and tricks that I learned during my first year that have helped me to navigate university and migrating from high school to university. But this doesn't only apply to those that jump straight into university. Maybe you took a gap year, maybe you took a couple of gap years, maybe you started off working before you got the chance to go and study. And I hope this video will help you understand a few tricks of how universities work. So with me, I have my notebook where I wrote down most of the notes. Let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that I want to discuss today is one of the first processes that you need to take before you even step onto your school facilities or your institution facilities, and that is registration. So the first thing that I would advise you to do is to complete your registration ahead of time. One thing about the registration process, it is one tedious process. When I say that registration is a lot more tougher than actually learning the content, I mean that because there are so many things that could go wrong. There are so many things that could go sideways. There are so many things that need to be taken into consideration during your registration process before you even get the chance to be a student. Completing your registration on time not only gives you the peace of mind of knowing that you've done the most toughest part, but also knowing that you've done the most crucial part in pursuing or continuing with your academic career. Following that, I highly advise that you pay your registration fee before you can even submit your registration. For most institutions, or for some institutions, you need to pay your registration fee. Now, this can come out of your pocket or your guardian's pocket, or it can come from your bursary. Sometimes funding can take a lot longer to pay for certain things and you might have to take it out of your pocket. Registration fees depend from institution to institution. For students that are staying at home, it's a lot cheaper than those who are staying at res. So also take that into accountability if you're going to be staying at res. Next, I would say get your student card as soon as possible. There's absolutely nothing else that will make your life easier than having a student card when you are admitted into a certain institution. Your student card is basically your ID. Like, you need to have that to not only access the facilities or access the premises of your institution, but also to access certain things within the institution. For example, at my school, you need your student card to enter the library. You need your student card to print out on campus. You need your student card to enter campus. Your student card is basically the one thing that you need to have with you at all times if you're going to be on campus. It is the only thing that will really make it easier to navigate your campus. Which just leads me into my next point, which is to know your campus. I'm aware that some institutions have only one campus while others have multiple. So for the campus that you will be spending most of your time at, I would advise you to really know your campus, especially during orientation week or orientation day, depending on whichever your institution does. Try to get to know the building names, the different buildings, the different segments of the buildings, because some buildings have like certain sections. Knowing your campus will ultimately lead to you knowing exactly where your classes are. Of course, on your first week, you will really have to walk around and try to figure out where your classes are, but I would highly recommend that you know your campus. And the only way to really get to know your campus when you are going to be going into your campus for the first time is to go to orientation. Please do not miss out on orientation day, orientation week. It is where you really get to know about your campus, you really get to know about your school, you really get to know about the environment that you'll be spending a lot of time in, especially if you'll be studying full time. So orientation week, that's where they really teach you about the buildings, the campus, your department, your faculty, things like that. I would highly recommend that you go to orientation week. It will help you so much and it will save you so much time of trying to figure out where your next class is. Now, the next section we will be discussing is organization. Number 1, find an organization system that works for you. Each student is different, each person is different. There is no organizational system that works for everyone. Some people prefer to have reminders on their phones, some people prefer to write it down. Try to find an organization system that will work for you before you even get on campus. And the only way to do that is to have an idea of what you will be doing for that year. An easier way to really find an organization system that works for you is to find out what modules you'll be doing, your course details, your department details, things like that, things that will give you an idea of what you will need to know for the year. Number 2, I would say know or familiarize yourself with your modules. When it comes to modules, the structure is a little bit different, and usually in university, during your first week or your orientation week, when you get to see your lecturers and you get to see the venues of your classes, you get a module overview that will let you know of what you will be learning in that module for that year. At my school, we have faculty yearbooks, and those have a list of modules that will be learned for each course or each department. Last year, I downloaded the faculty yearbook, and in there I got to see all the necessary details about the course that I'll be studying. So I got to know about the year modules that I'll be doing for first year, the semester modules that I'll be doing for first year, and I also got to learn about the modules that I'll be doing for the rest of my academic career. So I got to see the modules for first year, for second, third, fourth. And if I wanted to pursue further, I got to see the modules for that as well. And furthermore, I got to learn what are the learning objectives of each module. So that gave me an idea of what I needed to prepare for. And it gave me an idea of how many, for instance, notebooks that I might need, how many textbooks I might have to buy, because each module has been listed into the yearbook. So I highly recommend to check your school's website and see if you don't have a faculty yearbook for your faculty that you will be studying in. And then going into the faculty yearbook and finding your department, and in there you find your course, and from there you find your modules. This will help you so much and it will make it a lot easier to focus on what you need to know for the rest of the year if you know your modules ahead of time before the academic year starts. Lastly, under organization, I would say have your study materials ahead of time. One thing that you need to realize is that since you're now entering university or college or whichever, you will not be provided a stationery list. So you will not be told what you need. That's where you come in and you figure out just exactly which study materials you would need and would work best for you. I know some people prefer to take their notes down digitally, some people prefer to print them out and then highlight them, some people prefer to write down the notes. It's all up to you. You decide and you find out what works for you. Having your study materials ahead of time not only will save you money during the year, you don't have to buy any more books. Not only will it save you from that, it will save you time. It will save you resources. It will save you. So I would say while you still haven't attended any classes, figure out exactly what study materials work best for you. Are you a tablet/iPad person who likes to take notes digitally? Are you a pen and paper person? Are you a pen and pencil person? Are you a print out and highlight person? There are so many different ways to take in information, and there are so many different ways to get information from one source into your head. So finding the study materials that work best for you and figuring that out before the year starts will save you so much money, so much time, so much mental exercise. Now, the last segment of this video will be time management. And in here, I just have one tip, and this will save you so much. And this tip is have an assessment tracker. In university, you will be getting assessments on assessments on assessments. And on top of assessments, you might have tests, you might have exams, you might have practicals, depending on what course you're doing. And just having an assessment tracker will keep you up to date so that you don't miss out on any assessment. Trust me, every single assessment counts. But if you miss one, it will not play that much of a big role unless if like you're missing an exam or something, which I'm sorry, that's up to you, bruh. And that is all the tips that I have for you. I hope everyone that watches this is well prepared, and I hope this video has given you at least guidance of what you need to know ahead of time. In this video, I assume that you have already been admitted into an institution and you're just going to study. This does not only apply to first years or people that are starting university. You can use these tips even if you're doing your second, third, fourth, hell, even seventh year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please leave down a comment on what kind of videos you would like me to do regarding university. I am going into my second year, so I do have a little bit of knowledge of how to navigate university and things like that, and a couple of tricks up my sleeve that I would love to share with you if you are interested. And if you still haven't subscribed and you enjoyed this video, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, honey. It's free. And turn on your post notifications because I still don't have an uploading schedule. However, I do upload twice a week. Thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one.